This is our lesson, The Development of South Carolina's Economy. So this lesson is for the 8th grade level for the subject of social studies. So the social studies standard that aligns is evaluate the economic significance of agriculture on South Carolina, the U.S., and the world. The English language art standard introduce claims, acknowledge, and distinguish the claims from alternate or opposing claims and organize the reasons and evidence logically also aligns as well. So we just put in here our proposal, what our thought process was. We have altered this and changed it just a little bit, but this is what we just came up with and what we really wanted to get across to our students. So our first part of this lesson is our Nearpod. So I did include the link for the Nearpod. It is individual. Everything is already set up, all the questions, everything that the students will have to go to. So if we do click on this link, it brings us to the Nearpod. It's being a little slow. Here we go. So you'll just put in your name. So my name pops up. And then we just have our lesson, the development of South Carolina's economic system. And then we just start with a poll, and then it just moves out throughout the rest of the lesson. So once the students complete the Nearpod activity, they're going to move into a worksheet and a booklet. This is still individual. So they're going to click on the worksheet. The first thing they will do is complete the booklet. They can scan a QR code, or we've provided the link. So it's actually over here. They will do it solo. And they can select a game mode. Because the game mode doesn't affect the questions, they can do whatever they want. So we'll just click here, new game. If they need a tutorial, they can get it. So they'll just click here. They'll choose whatever the correct answer is, and they'll go through and play the full game. Once they're done with that, they'll come back to the worksheet, and they will write a short answer. In your opinion, which crop played the most important role in the development of South Carolina's economy? They will have access to the Nearpod still, so they can refer back to that if they need to answer this assignment. It will be 4 to 7 sentences depending on what they touch on. After that, they move into the technology kit. This will be with a partner, so they're no longer doing individual. They're working together now. They'll go to Google Earth. We have already provided the locations on Google Earth for them to look at. So once they get there, they're just going to click on the links themselves, and they'll explore the geography of the different locations. So the first location that we have for them is Barbados. So they're going to travel to Barbados. And once they get there, it's being a little slow. What is happening? They'll be able to look around at the different locations. Then they'll go to Europe, and they'll look at Europe and its geography and how it affects its trade, and then finally South Carolina.
And for the final portion, students will further research a crop and develop a commercial brochure or presentation, and they can use Google Slides, iMovie, Canva, or any other site of their choosing. They will explain the benefits of the crop and why it must be traded. They will be required to state where the crop came from, what it is used for, and why it is important to daily life, and try to attempt or persuade the audience why they need it. The prior knowledge comes from the Nearpod that they will do in class, and they will need to know the background of the development of South Carolina's economy and how it impacts their trade with other countries based on the interactive lesson. For the accommodations, a worksheet will be provided on paper if technology does not work. If the Google Earth is unavailable, this class will just use their textbook. And for the Nearpod, the presentation could be put on the smart board, and the students could do it interactively in parts as a class. And this project is also able to be modified if the need for virtual learning arises. And with our project, we align this with the SC Standard 1.7.c, which says students can contribute constructively to project teams assuming various roles and responsibilities to work effectively toward a common goal.